Hey,
No,
this
like they just do
Recorded.
black quarterbacks bogus in the NFL.
Oh my
That's
God.
all I'm saying.
Anyway, this is February 11th. We have February 12th. We got black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. But this is the this is the market analysis portion. We'll talk about what we expect coming this week. But you know, Selena, are you going to do this? You want me to do it?
You can do it, or you know, Jay Will's trying to give me 5 minutes to get home. I mean, Will's trying to give me 5 minutes to get home, but you know, you just we passed it. But
oh, he was trying
started
to
to record it.
Hey,
that's why he started talking about the football game.
Oh, okay. It's all great.
I can read it for you if you want me to. Till you get home.
Go ahead, Terrence. Yes, please go ahead.
I'm just reading, right?
You just reading.
All right. So hold on, let me shut this door. All right, the first order block was bearish. It was odd cat. It did as projected. Sold down from a bearish OB from the previous Friday, 83 pips, before it retraced to the golden zone for 100. Good Lord, 133 pips. After the retracement, there was an additional 116 pips. There was a 4-hour OB Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern for an entry for a buy. For the sell, there was a 4-hour OB on Thursday, 9 a.m. You would have got money on all of those. All USD did as projected. This pair consolidated most of the week. Price sold down first before it retraced to the golden zone. The Monday 1 a.m. bullish OB was below the moving averages, and the next 4-hour candle, Monday 5 a.m., created a bearish OB that sold for 60 pips. There were several OBs during the consolidation. You could have traded this pair up and down within that zone for the week. There was 155 pips on the weekly candle, but a lot more pips available on the lower time frames. EA did as projected, 4-hour bearish OB, 1 p.m. Eastern for the retracement, possible Lord, 200 pips before it tapped into the golden zone for the buy, 100 pips. This pair stayed in that zone as well. EN did as projected. Price, I made money on this one. Did as projected.
Yes, you crazy.
Price bought up a few pips before creating a 4-hour bearish OB Monday, 9 a.m. Price retraced down 195 pips to the golden zone. On a 15-minute time frame, price created a bullish OB and bought, Lord, for 123 pips, and then created a bearish OB for additional 131 pips. After the sell, price created a bullish OB for a buy to end the week for 53 pips. With all these different OBs, there was a possible 502 pips. EU did as projected. Price did not tap into the golden zone. Price just sold. There was a 4-hour bearish OB Monday, 5 a.m. for the sale. Possible 130 pips. Did as projected. Price did not tap in the golden zone. Price just sold. Price stayed in the zone for the week, buying and selling. It mostly consolidated, possible 116 pips. GJ did as projected. Price tapped into a 4-hour bullish OB from the previous Friday. Price retraced 274 pips to the golden zone. Price then sold 252 pips. It wasn't a bearish OB on the 4-hour. Going to a lower time frame is required to find an entry. Also, if you feel the entire down move, price retraced to the golden zone on the move before it began to sell. However, other moves for the week, price move within the zone, I guess, this week. GU, the heartbreaker, did as projected. However, this wasn't a weekly OB. What you mean this wasn't a weekly OB? GU wasn't a weekly OB?
Brad, you got to ignore some, you know, Selena and Kim got their own definition sometimes.
She be tripping. Matt Hope, you tripping. GU was definitely an OB. All right. However, this wasn't a week. We gonna ignore that line. Price gave us a 4-hour bullish OB, and the next candle gave us a 4-hour bearish OB. That's where I got caught in my hedge and became very impatient and just started doing random stuff. In order to be successful on this pair, if you got on the first 4-hour OB, you needed a hedge. I had one. Price sold 112 pips. Price created a 4-hour bullish OB Tuesday at 1 p.m. and bought 200 pips. I missed that one. Price created a 4-hour bearish OB Thursday 1 p.m. and sold down for 100 pips. Possible 412 pips. NZD Chef did as projected. Price did not buy up to the golden zone. There was a 4-hour bearish OB 5 a.m. Eastern. If you had a 25 pip stop loss, you could have sold it down for 25 pips before it began to buy again. NJ did as projected. Price retraced to the golden zone 64 pips and sold down 158 pips. This pair stayed within the zone as well. NU did as projected. Price stayed within the zone this week, possible 119 tricky pips. UCAD did as projected. Price retraced to the golden zone. It stayed in a zone, possible 130 pips. I gotta set my alerts, man.
Thank you, Terrence.
Oh, why you said GU and an OB? Never mind. Tell me later.
No, I'm just, if you looked at it,
Hey, oh my God. Go ahead, Selena.
if you look at the order block,
It was a
is-
Todd order block.
Yeah. So
Hey, let's look. Wait.
oh Lord.
Look.
I just saw it as an imbalance.
Oh, you already messed up because you said if you look at the order block. Well, that means it's an order block. If we can look at
I
it.
mean, I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is everybody on here good at identifying order blocks and everything?
That's a great question, Will.
Obviously not.
Well, I have a suggestion that can help everybody. Ty, can you, since you're right here, can I ask you to do one thing really fast, sir?
Sure. You want me to put the indicator on?
Yeah.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Let's
See,
see.
that's a 2-candle pullback to me.
Okay. Yeah, they got a smart money concept indicator on here.
What?
And it gives, yeah, I mean, I come with the hotness. I don't come with much, but when I come with it, it's gonna be hotness.
All right.
There you go. It's gonna pull up everything you need to give you the OBs, the fair value gaps, to give you.
It's just a lot. It's a lot goes on with this indicator.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can turn stuff off. Only thing I would turn on and off is just the order block and the fair value gap. But you ain't got to keep it on there, Ty. I just want to let people know that it's out there for them to look at.
So what all does it give us, Will?
It gives you everything.
Yeah,
Everything. Time zone, everything.
it gives you everything.
Literally. It's just, you know, I don't know. It's real busy.
Yeah, it's a lot. You got to uncheck stuff. I just wanted to let y'all know, like, it's a tool to help y'all identify them if y'all can't do it on your own. That's all I want.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Will.
think it'll probably take
Will.
a couple of months to figure out the indicator.
Hey, Will,
Uh-huh.
you would classify this as an OB then, right? Based on that indicator.
I ain't even look at the indicator. I'm looking at I see an order block right there, but which one you talking?
Oh, okay, great. I'm just checking, bro. Thank you.
I'm confused.
No, there was a discussion, Will, between the order block for last week. Was it really an order block or not?
My sister don't think this is an order block, so I was just messing with her. You just gave the third confirmation.
Okay. I'm like, all right. I'm making sure. All right.
Yeah, so anywho,
Dirty, Leisha, dirty.
all I'm saying is, I mean, there were There were 12 pair on that list. You could have traded any of them. This week it'll be a little bit more of a challenge, but also if you wanted to take that that list and look at which ones are still in the zone, you can probably trade those in the direction of the order block, right? Or
I'm gonna back test all of them on that 4-hour time frame too. I'm gonna replay all of them.
okay, so I got it. You know, the 4-hour time frame, it give you all the warm and fuzzies. But everybody should understand how to drop down to the 15-minute time frame at this point. You know, it's the same.
But that's what we do. We use the 4-hour as our guide for the
I'm not
order
saying,
block. Of course, we drop to
I'm not saying
15.
that you can't, but
Oh,
what you have to understand as a trader, Selena, is if you're
no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm
wait,
not.
well, I know, but I need to kind of word this a little differently. Okay, so everybody in here cooks, you know, or have cooked at some point in their life, and you make a list. You go to the store to get your ingredients for whatever you're cooking. Sometimes they don't have your brand, or they don't have, you know, let's Thanksgiving, right? And you want to make some yams or sweet potatoes or whatever. You know, some people use the canned, some people use the fresh, you know, whatever. But sometimes you're gonna go, and if you're a canned person, they might not have the cans. Now you got to go over there and get the sweet potato, and you got to make it do what it do. It's the same when you're looking for the information on your charts. You know, like, okay, this is not an order block to you, Selena. So maybe if you go to the 5-day, it's still not good. Let me, you know, maybe if you go to the 4-day, maybe you're going to get a cleaner look at what you're looking for, right? Now this is more of a look at, this is looking more like an order block for you, right? Would you say this is an order block? Or would y'all still say no?
Yes, that's the order block.
Because
for sure.
you can work it down to whatever you need to work it down to in order to get the picture that you want. That's why you have access to all these time frames. And sometimes, you know, I hear y'all say, oh man, you know, it wasn't an order block on the 4-hour. It didn't give us an order block. Well, did you check the 3-hour? Because maybe the 3-hour gave you the perfect setup, right? Maybe you're looking for this order block on the 4-hour and it wasn't there. So maybe if you looked at the 3-hour or the 5-hour, it would have given you everything that you needed to see. We have these tools, and too many times I hear people say, well, I don't use that, or I don't look at that. I mean, that's cool if you don't, but you have to be effective. You know, if you're trying to mentor somebody, or if you're trying to assist somebody, the tools are there for us to use. I mean, I don't hear people say they don't use the maps on their phone, iMaps, Google Maps. You know, most people, we use that kind of stuff. Back in my day, we had to memorize phone numbers. I don't know when the last time I memorized a phone number, because the tools have greatly increased, right? There's value in using your tools. So if you know your way around your time frames, you're going to be able to anticipate or see things that other people aren't going to see, right? If you're just stuck on that 4-hour time frame, and I know how to use my time frames to see what's on the 3-hour or on the 5-hour or on the 6-hour, I'm going to be a better trader. I'm going to be better equipped to take a trade than you are. And nothing is ever going to change for you because you're stuck on an antiquated system. You know, I watched a video, I don't know, maybe a year or two ago, and the guy was saying, man, I don't even use the time frames that TradingView gives to me, because I think the market makers give you those time frames so they can take your money. He uses like the 3-hour, the 7-hour, the 5-hour. You know, he goes and creates his own time frames because he feels like he has a better advantage by using those timeframes. Maybe you're a person that needs to go do that, you know, but my point is this. If you don't see what you need to see on the given time frame, you have to go and look on other time frames. They're all true, you know, the picture just might not be clear on that 4-hour time frame. So maybe the picture is a little bit more clear on a 5-hour or on a 3-hour than it is on the 4-hour. But if you never try to use it, then you will never be comfortable taking trades outside of the out of that cookie cutter system, the 4-hour, the 15-minute. I got it. You know, what if you don't see it on the 15-minute, but on the 18-minute it's clear? Or on the 20-minute it's clear. You know, you have to utilize these things and make it your own. You know, whenever I created my trading strategy, you know, I took a piece from this person, a piece from that person, a piece from this person, and I incorporated it to make it make sense for me, right? Then I can come out and share what I do, and this is how I approach it. Everybody is not going to approach it the same way. You know, you might have to make some tweaks and make it make sense for you, but you have to start putting yourself in positions that you're totally comfortable in, right? Because you can take a trade from that setup or whatever. Everybody tracking?
Yes, sir. Hey, Todd, how did you so I bought the I mean, I upgraded my TD Ameritrade, but I do not know how to type in
Your trading medium?
a time frame that they don't give me. How did you do that?
So whatever you want to see. If I want to see a 5-hour, I just hit in 5 and I put an H.
You hit what?
5, the number 5.
You just start typing on the screen, Terrence.
Yeah, just
and it'll
put
come up.
number 5, H. That's 5-hour.
Gotcha.
20. And it's already at minutes. So I just hit enter. There's a 20-minute. We don't have to rely on those guys to give us the time frame. Sometimes, you know, you're not going to, like, you'll go from the 4-hour and you try to see an order block on the 15-minute. Maybe it's not clear enough for you. You know, maybe you need to see it on the 17-minute or on the 20-minute. It's all.
So I have a question though. So like when we're trading, say for instance, if we're using the weekly as our guide and we drop down 2 time frames to the 4-hour to look for order blocks. And then if we want a more of a better entry, then we drop down to the 15 minutes. In when you're dealing with dropping down the time frames, how does that affect, or does it affect the time frame we're trying to get our position on? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like we usually drop down 2 time frames.
Okay, what is the rule?
We drop down 2 time frames.
Time frames. So if you drop down more than 2, it's not going to hurt you. Does that make sense? As long as you're dropping down 2 time frames to get your entry. My setup is on the weekly. My entry is on the 4-hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is your entry signal. But if I drop down to the 15-minute, it's going to give me even a better risk reward on that same entry. So that's not affecting me negatively. The thing that affects you negatively is understanding when to enter on the 15-minute, right?
Right. I got that part when it goes from the weekly to 4-hour to the 15-minute. And maybe I'm just trying to make it too black and white. You know, I have a problem with that, everything black and white, but I'm just saying, like you said, you don't see it on the 4-hour. So I'm going to automatically drop down to the 15-minute. I may look at a 3-hour candle or a 30-minute candle or to see if I see an order block or something of that nature. But I was just saying, how does it affect that? Well, that thought process of dropping down 2 time frames.
Which one did we say didn't have the 4-hour order block?
Can't you remember? You just read it. I can't remember. Y'all know my memory bad.
The reason why I said I was gonna replay because the vast majority of them did. But there were a couple that didn't.
NZD Chef is one.
Let's look at NZD Chef. What was it supposed to do?
Well, we wanted to, it doesn't have to tap into the golden zone on the weekly.
So it was supposed to push back up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monday, February 6th. Okay, so Monday it pushed down, and then it pushed back up. So I'm looking for to me, this is your 4-hour order block, but to you, this is not your 4-hour order block.
No, that's a 4-hour order block.
Well,
But I didn't have a problem with the 4-hour order block. I said it didn't tap into the golden zone.
Oh,
That's
no.
what I
Well,
said.
yeah, sometimes it's not going to do that.
Right.
But let's just say it pushed down first, like a lot of them did, and you don't have a 4-hour order block right here. Can you see this on the 3-hour though? Can you see a 3-hour order block if you drop down? You wouldn't have called this an order block. That's Tuesday anyway. This was definitely a 3-hour order block. Monday. It didn't tap in, but it's a 3-hour order block.
Oh, it was GJ, the one that didn't have the 4-hour order block. If you want to go to one that we traded last week.
Oh, okay, never mind.
What's wrong with this? I mean,
But you're on the 3-hour, not the 4-hour.
well, but I'm still looking at the MAs. The MAs need to be adjusted on this. Okay, if I drop down to the 4-hour, you're saying this never gave us a 4-hour?
I said price tap into the 4-hour bullish OB from the previous Friday. Then price retraced 274 pips. Then it sold down for 252 pips. There wasn't a bearish OB on the 4-hour for that sell down. So we just had to go to a lower time frame to get an entry.
For this right here. I think this is what you're talking about.
Maybe, but I would have thought that was an order block. So maybe I messed up.
I'd have thought it was too, but I think that you have to decide whether you're going to call it an OB or not. I think that's the most important thing. And I think if you get some consistency about what you're calling an order block, then I think you'll have a better time diagnosing it. Because you can't call it an order block one week and then the next week say it's not an order block. It's either an order block or it's not. And you know, it's not just you, but it's all of us. You know, like if you don't do whatever you're doing, if you don't do it with consistency, then you're going to create doubt. And you don't really need to create any doubt when it comes to trading, because there's going to be plenty of opportunity for doubt to creep in. All right. Anywho, let's talk about these fake order blocks. This dry market this week. We got 4 order blocks: AN, CAD Chef, GN. Let's look at AN. Let me delete my little fibs. Okay, so basically this thing has been bullish for a while, right? We've been bullish since December. And, you know, we really are about to break through this bearish order block, and the run should be hopefully a little bit more clean, you know, once we officially break out this area. So in my opinion, by the end of the week, we had this bullish order block. You know, I don't, Selena, you might not call it a bullish order block, but it's definitely a bullish order block here. Price pulled back into that order block, it just never left. So what I think we'll probably see is the market just pushed to the top side. Obviously, we can't trade that first hour. That first hour, maybe it'll push into this zone. There are 2 order blocks down here. Maybe it'll push down to these order blocks. If I throw a fib on this, perhaps we will get a pullback. Here's a 78.6. So maybe price comes all the way here before it pushes up. If we do get that move, right? If price does come and tap into this order block, I mean, you can get some crazy risk to reward just going back to the top of this range, right? And you'll probably make your percentage in these 70 pips. And the reason I say that is because we're on the 1 hour time frame, right? So,
Hey, Carl,
yes, sir.
what is that pip count right there? In your
It's like 70 pips. If price pushes down to this hourly order block and pushes up, it's 70 pips to the top of the 72 pips to the top of this range.
Oh no, I was saying, what's the pip count for the just the 4 hour order block you marked, your yellow box? Is it like 20 pips?
Maybe, but why would you why do you want to know the pip count for the 4 hour order block? Just question. This is 13 pips. You're saying you just want to cover the entire 13 pips?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's nothing wrong with that, but if you're already going to watch it on the 1 hour, because you can't trade the first hour because the spreads are too high, correct?
Correct.
So if we're already on this 1 hour, if 1 hour of trading is already going to be done before we can even touch it, you're going to have a 1 hour candle, right? And maybe that 1 hour candle pushes into this order block and starts to reject. If that happens, now you just drop your 2 time frames from this 1 hour. Instead of me dropping to the 15 minute, I can drop to the 5 minute. And when I get that bullish order block on the 5 minute, I can hop in the trade, right? My 5 minute trade might be a 5 pip stop loss. Might be less than that. Maybe that's my stop loss. And I can take this 5 minute trade. I can take it these 72 pips or whatever. And I make 15%. Because the setup gave that to me. You don't have to do anything special. Like I didn't have to do anything special. I just waited for that first hour. It's either going to give it to me or it's not. I mean, this whole area is still that 4 hour order block, right? It's still that 4 hour order block.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see the reaction that I'm getting in the push away. I have one position that's going to give me 15%. And I didn't have to do any work. So look, man, I mean, maybe you're not ready to take this trade idea because you don't believe it. Maybe it's too good for you to be true. But at least put this in your demo, man, because this right here is where ideally everybody in the group will get to this level, right? This is how you can change, I mean, everything about what you're doing, because this right here is how you will I guess take your trading to the next level. This is how you get your entry on the 5 minute, and in 69 pips make 15%. You can do this for every trade idea, but it just so happens that this lines up, you know, perfectly, because at the end of the day, by the time this thing runs up these 69 pips, if we look at it on the 4 hour, right? Maybe by the 4 hour, maybe this will be a bullish order block, right? Because it's not just going to run 69 pips straight up, but maybe in 4 hours it's ran up this high, and you might be in that trade and you might be up, you know, 25, 28 pips. And then when you look at it in the 4 hour, oh, it's a bullish order block. So it's going to pull back and tap you in to the 4 hour order block. At that point, you can drop down again and get another entry if you wanted to, and push higher. This is how trading works, man. It's just a matter of if you see it, right? And in this case, the market is set up to where it paused at a level that you can actually go in here and see it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that make a lot of sense.
So this is what I would look for, you know. I mean, the market is either going to give it to you or it isn't. And I believe it's going to give it to you, you know. And if you look at where the market came from, right? And if you just throw a fib on where the market came from, you would expect your pullback to either come here where it's already pulled back to, or come a little further to your 78.6, which is, oh, by the way, where you want to take your trade. That's your optimal trade entry and your run to the top. So I'm not
Yeah, I think my only thought was I don't want to miss it.
well, I got it. I'm with you. To me, this is an opportunity that's going to lend itself to you. Let's say it pushes away. You can hop in this trade late, or you can wait for it to pull back into this 4 hour order block, because it's going to create a 4 hour order block. However you want to do it, to me, there's not a wrong way to do it, because I don't know how many pips this is going to move in a week, but you know, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that we'll get over 100 pips for this pair this week, right? And hopefully it won't be this pullback action once we break the high of this order block over here. So
can you have a swing low when it's not at the bottom of the price range? Look at that daily.
of course you can have a swing. You can have a swing low in the middle of a range. I mean, you look at any trending market, you got a swing low here, you got a swing low here, you got a swing low here, you know, like you can have swing low.
Okay, so that is a swing low right there on the end. So we should be expecting that. Yeah.
Yeah. And what this is going to create is another swing low, right? So I guess this is your swing low. This shouldn't come back lower than this. It should come back higher. If you look at this entire up range, you get swing low here, price comes back, swing low here, price comes back, swing low here. So this should just keep going up.
Right. You got one on CAD, whatever we trading too, swing low daily.
Yeah, but we've been tracking CAD Chef for, I don't know, for weeks. We saw this, you know, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. Ken, when the last time you did a class? It had to be 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
This is the same the same pair. It has been doing the same stuff. It's still going to go up. I mean, I haven't changed this, the marking or whatever, you know. It's bullish, 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 right? So we can expect it to push. You know, I had this targeted a while back, so I'm still expecting price to reach this level. It created a weekly order block again. All the CAD pairs had good news, had a good jobs report. So I want to say this thing ran up, you know, close to 100 pips. If I go to the daily, this is pretty much what I did. I just took this daily candle and fibbed it. So 79 pips Friday, right? So I expected to pull back to your zone. Once it pulls back to the zone, you can hop in for the entry, and I expect this to be off to the races.
And that's another swing low.
Yeah, you can see this Wyckoff playing out. I mean, he just talked about price accumulate, right? We pushed up. We pull it down to the swing. We took out these lows. We wicked past this low, and the market started pushing up. So I expected to push up, pull back, and push up. Depending on when you find your entry here, this is going to be a decent run to the top side. I expect we'll get over 100 pips. This is not a pullback. This is only a 79 pip candle, so your pullback is probably going to be 30 or 40 pips. So you're not going to get 100 pip pullback. Just understand that when you trade this, you can't expect to get the same type of a pullback. Y'all track?
Tracking.
All right. I know this is not on the list, but it's on my list. This was on the list last week. And any pair with CAD in it, I think the same way. I had 117 pip candle because of the same news that we just talked about. I'm just going to fib this candle. I'm going to get my designated area, right? You can drop down and refine this, of course. Let me delete that. You can drop down. And you see this is an imbalance. There's an order block just above that, which would make sense too. Anything above this is, you know, it's probably close to the 78.6. So if you want to wait for this price to give you a bullish OB, you can trade it up. It's not 100 pips. But maybe this pushes down a little bit and then you trade it up to your area, and then you can take the sell because this is going to continue to drop. All the pairs with the CAD in it are going to be similar.
Good Lord.
Yeah, this is a better one in my little opinion, because this traveled 231 pips. This is the easy money trade that I'm personally taking.
How long is that weekly candle?
I don't think the weekly candles that long. I think most of these CAD pair only moved on Friday, only moved in our direction. I'll go to the weekly. Hang on.
Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, see that this retrace for most of the week, and then Friday you got the big push down. So that's, remember, if you have a candle with a long wick, you need to drop down, right? And do your fib on the piece you need to fib, because fibbing the wick of that candle is not going to do you any good, because the retracement for this piece, the retracement already happened. This was the retracement. So going into this week, it's only going to retrace for this candle. We can see we already got the retracement started. So just going to my zone, I got 100 pips available to me. This is more my speed. If it goes into the zone, which it probably will, I have a little bit more to work with. Maybe even come up here and close out this imbalance, which would be great for me. I'm probably going to anticipate that I can take this long, baby, to yonder, 150 pips or so. And then for my short bus shorties,
Special.
we can run this back down and we can have a good week just like this. I like this trade setup, even though it's not on Selena's list, but this personally is on my list. Let me see, EC. EC, it's the same sort of thing as GC, a few less pips, but same concept. Just take this so I don't have to keep making these. Okay, about 99 pips to the zone. I believe I can squeeze my 100 pip move out of this too. So I like GC the best, but this will work. This will definitely work the same. I think we're looking at the same sort of deal here. This is going to turn around. It's going to push up to your zone, probably a little bit higher than your zone, to this order block here, or close out the imbalance, which will give you over 100 pips before it starts cooking. Sweet. Okay, yeah, but I would definitely look into EC and GC. But let me go back to Selena's hardworking list.
Oh, you didn't mark EC as an order block either?
That was an honest overlook.
I don't know about that being honest, Terrence.
Hey,
your words. She don't like the doji order blocks. Her or her good friends at Kim Industrials, they don't like these.
I do. No, I would consider that an order block. Thank you.
Oh,
sir.
would you? Oh, okay. Well, hey, Kim is coming.
It is a green candle.
Kim is coming to the dark side.
Yes, I would consider that an order block.
Okay.
And I'm going through my candlestick Bible right now to pull some stuff.
Oh, so Hope got her own. You got to make up your own definition.
No, I honestly missed that. I mean, there was a lot of stuff I had to go through last night, so I missed it. Honestly.
Okay.
I missed them before.
Oh, okay. All right. So, what was it? EJ?
You forget because you're too busy picking.
Okay,
No, I'm just telling, you know, I like to, those are the
EJ,
ones I like to see. EJ.
AN Cash Chef, EJ is the next one, and then GN.
EJ, man, this is I don't know, man. You know, like I like EJ, but I don't like it that much. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, I wanted to see EJ on the daily, right? And it's not just EJ, it's several of the JPY pairs. I think all of the JPY pairs except for UJ. I think all of them are going to go lower. And this is what I would like to do on the, so if I look at this JPY pair on the monthly, I believe that this is going to be a bearish order block, right? But we have to allow it to play out. And because of the fact that it's in between the moving averages and we're midway through the month, maybe it closes down here, maybe it doesn't. But I think we're going to get a lot of back and forth action. And we've seen a lot of back and forth action like for several days. But once we break these lows, like once we close below these lows, you know, remember we got another order block right here, but it's going to be like turbulent until the market can push down past all these order blocks. You got this order block, and then you got this order block that we have to get past. Until then, you know, I just think it's going to be a process that where if you're a scalper, you're probably going to have better success than holding it, right? You know, the other night we got some news that wasn't supposed to be news that made the JPY pairs kind of go silly. I don't know if anybody was trading the JPY pair, but they announced that they were going to replace their finance person. And I guess whoever they replaced him with is popular, or the market likes him because, you know, the market shot down. Let me see if I can go to this 1 hour. You got this huge drop. Almost blew my account messing with these JPY. So you can see you got a huge drop, then the market went back up, and then it pushed back down. And now it's in a process of moving back up. So what I think is going to happen is maybe it doesn't get all the way up to the zone, but I think it's going to push back up and then push down. But I just think it's going to be a back and forth kind of tussle going forward. That's why I'm not 100% in love with the JPYs. If you're going to trade this, I would just fib this daily candle, right? And if you look at it, it's retraced a lot. This daily candle has retraced a lot because of that little news event that we had. So if I'm trading this JPY pair, I'm not going to put too much pressure on this thing for it to push way up. I'm just going to put the pressure on it to push to my zone, maybe to 78.6. Let me move this down a little bit.
Todd, if you look at the month, or whenever you're done, if you look at the monthly, price is bearish. The last swing high price is already pulled back almost to the 78.
I agree.
I think it's fine.
I just don't know if it's going to push away with force. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, based on the monthly, you can't really tell because it just gave a drop base and then you don't know what the
We don't, yeah.
song is. Yeah.
If you're swinging, you know, I just wouldn't, I would feel more comfortable if you were scalping this, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if this pulls back, so this should pull back into your order block. This is a 4-hour order block. It should pull back. You drop down to the 15-minute. Here's an imbalance. We just do it how I like to do it. That would be great if it pulls back to the 78.6, if it pulls back to this order block. So if it pulls back to this order block, and then it goes to the 78 points, there's a lot of ifs, right? But if ifs and buts are candy and nuts and it goes like this would be a great trade. To me, there are just better setups to take than this hope trade right here. I mean, this would be great if this happened. It would be great. But to me, this is more of a hopium than some of the other stuff that a couple of the other setups, especially the easier pad setups, in my opinion. But if you want to trade EJ, if like EJ is your baby or GJ is your baby, you know, I think that they're all similar because they all did the same sort of deal. You know, I mean, this is the same trade setup. If you want to throw your fib on this candle, I think all of them are going to push down with the exception of UJ. I think UJ is going in the opposite direction. What was the last one? GN. This is Hope's favorite, man.
Yeah, I ain't traded in a while.
It ain't your favorite.
It gives out a lot of pips though.
Yeah, I mean, give a lot of wicks.
I know.
All right, so I don't know what the heck is going on here. Okay, this is a all right. This is a wiki.
Put this on me.
This is a weekly order block. So all I did was go to the daily, right? I expect the daily to pull back, right? Let me just do it the easy way for you folks at home. If I fib my daily, my golden zone is going to be right around here, right? I mean, now you can drop down and like to the 12-hour or to the 4-hour. There are a lot of wicks, right? The further you drop down, you're going to see more of the action. So where you finally see, you know, if you drop down to this hour, you finally see order block that haven't been tapped except for that first tap, right? This initial tap, and it pushes down. So maybe price comes back up and taps you in at this order block to sell down. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Probably why I didn't suggest taking this trade, but I can see if that does happen, where you would get put into the trade for the sell down, it'll sell down to this area, right? And then you can take this trade for the buy. I'm personally not waiting on it, or I'm not gonna wait to try to decipher what the heck is going on. I don't like it. Now, once price pushes down to this area, you know, as a matter of fact, let me just turn my alert on, because then I would be more interested. I'll be interested in the buy up, right? Because I do believe that that price is going to push to the top side. I just have to see where it's going to pull back to before it pushes up. I'm not going to sell it down to buy it up. I'm just going to have an alert for the buy up. And because I can't sell it to buy it, then this is not one of my favorites. You know, I think I can get my money off GC or EC. And just for the record, I haven't been wrong on which trades that I can get my money from in a long time.
Oh my goodness.
The truth hurts, Selena. The truth hurts.
That it does.
But y'all can still trade these to the downside. The ones from last week. You know, I know this wasn't a order block for Selena, but I think that GU is probably going to offer some major downside. I think a lot of the USD pairs will offer some major downside. I think the dollar and the Canadian dollar are both going to strengthen. So I think anything with those per in them, you know, I think the dollar is going up, probably to challenge this area of imbalance. And I think the Canadian dollar is also going to go up. Both of our jobs reports were ridiculous, which signifies the economy is still boiling. So even though our central banks went to the sidelines with those 25 basis points increases, the writing is on the wall that there are going to have to be some higher increases here in the future. The next time we meet, I think it's in March. I don't think we have a meeting in February. We do have, oh yeah, I guess next month. The next time we meet will be March. So I think the dollar will strengthen because they know the Fed needs to react. And I think the Canadian dollar is the same way. Just some fundamentals behind what we're seeing on the charts. You guys have any questions? No questions?
Hey, and so you're saying the dollar is going up because the Fed didn't laid off the interest rates this last time?
No, that's not. I'm saying it's going up because of the strong jobs are going to increase the likelihood that the Fed has to do a higher increase. So I don't know if you guys listened to the Fed this past week. Did anybody catch that speech that the Fed chair made?
Yeah, I went over there. I went over there.
You went over it?
Yeah, he was in DC. I went over there.
Yeah. Okay. So he specifically said during that speech that
you went over there in person, Ken? Okay.
Yep.
Y'all know Kel don't pay attention to the news. She was being sarcastic.
I was over. No, I was. Felicia, didn't I go over
You
there?
really went? Oh, okay.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
Pam had a long conversation with them over there. No, she didn't.
bye, Felicia. So no, but he said, like, without even being provoked, he said that if the job market stays strong like that, they will have to increase further. They'll have to hike the rates further. Because the goal of the Fed is to break the job market. That's their goal. You know, he doesn't want the job market to run hot like it's running, because if the job market is running hot, right? If there are more jobs than there are people, then that creates wage hikes. You have to pay more. If there are more people than there are jobs, then you can lowball the people. You don't pay them as much. So if you understand that concept, then you will definitely understand why the dollar is going to strengthen. The dollar is strengthening based on the fundamentals. It's not strengthening because, you know, for no reason, basically. It's strengthening based on the fundamentals. And that's why when the Canadian jobs report came out, that's why you saw the Canadian dollar shoot up. Because it's the same thing, you know, like they understand that because the market, you know, because the job market is so hot, they're gonna have to increase interest rates to break it. So if you look at these JPY pairs as opposed to the other JPY pairs, they look different, right? There is no big red candles on the Canadian dollar or the US dollar. The US and Canadian have the green candles. And I believe that they're going to push higher and the other ones are going to push lower, right? And at some point, the Canadian dollar and the US dollar will push back down, but they're going to have to give us some significant rate hikes before that happens. I just want to go on the record and say that last year, at the first of the year, if you pull up these videos, you'll hear me say that I think we need to have a 6% interest rate. Now, I want to say that a couple of y'all might have pushed back, like Sean might have pushed back.
What are we at now?
Either 450 or 5, maybe 525. Let me look. Let's look. Let us look. Oh, worldwide interest, yeah. Ooh. 4.75. If we had went ahead and went to 6, like I said, we'd be good. But y'all want to play. Any questions? Any questions? Why you acting all them questions?
Appreciate you, Todd.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey, so this is my last question. So the interest rate's still going up, but so is the stock market.
Well, yeah, but you can't just say that, you know. I mean, so are they going up like the same rate they were going up before?
No, it's definitely slower.
Exactly. So that's why the market is going up like that.
Since the fall, though.
What's that?
They've been trending up since September, October.
Yeah, because they knew that the Fed was. So how many 50-point basis hikes do we have?
Like 3.
I think we had more than that. I think every rate hike in 2022 was at least 50 basis points. What was this last rate hike?
0.25.
That's right, 25 basis points. That makes a difference. So if we look at 2022, we went from 50 to $1. Then we had a 75 point right here in June. Then we had another 75 point. Then we had another 75 point. Then we had another 75 point. Then in December, we went to 50. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 75-point basis hikes, right? We started with a 50, and then we went 5 75-point basis hikes. And then we ended with a 50 in December. So if you look, when did the market start going up?
It started going up in like October.
Okay, so that was coming off your last 75-point basis hike, right? In November, you got a 50-point. And in December, you got a 50-point. That's why the market starts trending up. And then you got a 25-point. You might really see it take off.
Yeah, it started going up way more in January for sure.
There you
This
go.
year,
There
today.
you go. So I guarantee you, when the Fed slap them with a higher with a higher interest, the bottom gonna fall out. So, it's one of those things to where, it's like breakout traders, man. You grab that first bus. You got to make sure that that's the really direction the market is going. And, the interest rate problem is still a problem in America. It's not solved. And other people feel like, it's solved. They feel like the Fed is taking the gas off. So they feel like the market is going to go up. That it's had its bottom. But, I think that everybody should be exercising caution because the job report is telling everybody that everything is not okay. I mean, if y'all pay attention to the job report, the number wasn't off by a little bit. Like they missed the jobs by about 400,000, almost 500,000. It was 500,000 more jobs available than they anticipated. That's a huge number, man.
Definitely is a big number for sure.
So I just think we're going to see a significant hike.
Appreciate it, man. Y'all don't miss y'all entry watching the Super Bowl. They already rich.
I know that's right.
Thank you, Todd.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Todd.
Let's get this money. Y'all say what's up to Prince. Prince is in the house. There's been a Prince sighting.
Hey, Prince.
He's fresh off his Purple Rain reunion tour.
You wrong. Don't do Prince like
Man,
that.
dude.
Ah,
Oh my gosh.
Appreciate it, Coach.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Are you
All right. Bye.
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 Bye.